Hello.
Bonjour, ça va?
We are back again.
Come on, back again, another one.
Unscripted XTRA.
Yep.
And there's 2 months left of the year.
Wow.
Time is
flying.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Mm.
Yeah. Still no word yet of a lockdown. Let's see.
No
Let's
word,
see.
but
Let's not
fingers. What will be, man. Let me not miss anything, guys.
Oh man. I'm looking to get. I'm not even 100 sure. I'm looking to get the vaccine maybe in December. Maybe.
Listen, for me, I'm thinking because again, I'm on a flyer. I've been looking. I'm on a flyer. I want to do something, especially like around my birthday. I'm gonna go. I just want to get away, get away a little bit, because I've been in this country for too long, man. I need to get out. And all of these different things that I need to be looking for, all of these different tests and whatever, it's a bit long. So, who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, today's video, roommates again.
Yeah.
Do men get better with age?
Damn, interesting.
Very interesting one.
In a short, from my answer, I think yes. But anyway,
yes.
We'll see what they're saying anyway.
I think relatively, again, not comparing one sex better to the other.
Yeah.
I think it favors men more.
I honestly do think that.
Because even like, if you're talking about aesthetics, even in your look, when you get to your 30s or 40s, even these big actors, they're well into their 40s, 50s.
And that's when they start becoming looking handsome. And it was like, oh, Idris Elba is my husband, all of this kind of stuff that they've been saying. Get out of here, man. When he didn't have the beard, you're looking at him. Get out, man. Get out of here, man. That reminds me, Burna Boy shaved off his beard or whatever.
Is it?
Everyone is just like, for me, I think it's just calm. It's just a different look, huh?
Yeah.
But all these ladies are like, oh, why did you do that? You should have asked us before you did it. I'm thinking, wait, what?
I don't understand these people in this life. I swear, this is why I don't go. I just can't, bro. I can't take it.
Oh man.
Anyway,
yeah, let's get into it. Let's see
that video. Good, everybody. It's Hafiz.
Chris, the star of the show, baby.
Yes. Welcome back. Roommates Uncut. Another episode, another week. Let's get into it. Chris, let the people know how you doing, man.
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? The Texans are 1-0. The Cowboys are 0-1. So it's a good week for me. You know what I mean? One in fantasy as well.
Okay.
I'm taking W's there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How about you, Hafiz? How you feeling?
It's been cool, man. I think, as always, just been trying to figure out more innovative ways to help the show, more innovative ways to help myself, and so yeah, man, I got no complaints, man. And recently on the Thursday night show, the Unfiltered, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. I've been doing like my doing different misconceptions.
Yeah.
Because what I was realizing is that your beliefs shape your actions. And if you believe the wrong things, you're probably going to do the wrong things. And so I did an episode just like different misconceptions that people just believe that are just not true. And I was thinking about this conversation recently because of a bunch of the different things happened. But the conversation that I was thinking about was the idea of men and aging versus women and aging.
Yeah.
And the common
you know I'm laughing because I knew there wouldn't be a woman on this topic. There wouldn't be a woman.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Is that men get better with time or age like wine.
Yeah.
And women get worse in time.
Yeah. No, you can never.
Hey, don't say that too loud. Don't say that. Don't ever say that.
Never. You want to die?
Boy. Yeah.
That's suicide, you know?
Honestly, that's suicide.
That is actually suicide, bro.
Bruv. And he said it, not me.
And that's in any family, friends, work.
Don't do it.
Never.
Don't do.
Never.
Listen, I've had experiences when I've said something, and this is It's the worst, yeah. When you say like with family, yeah, your cousins, aunties, and all that, listen, the way they just gang up on you, oh my days, is the worst. People. Be careful, guys. Be careful.
Age like milk. That's not what I said.
That's not what we're saying.
That's what we're
milk.
saying.
We're not saying 2%. We're not saying whole milk. We're not saying none of those.
Almond milk. And so I was thinking about that, and I feel like a lot of guys kind of adopted that mindset. And then that's when it dawned on me, that's not always the case. And so I was curious, before I even share some of my thoughts, I was curious to, what are your thoughts on how men age? Do you think men get better with time, or do you think men get worse with time?
Oh, man. In my heart of hearts, I would hope that men get better with time.
Yeah.
Even just leaving an example in my life, I feel like men do or should get better with time, even just humans as well. What about you? What you think?
No. So it's an interesting conversation. There's a lot of layers we'll get to, especially when we get to Patreon. So generally speaking, everybody gets better.
Yeah.
Right? And so I guess that question I even posed was a very vague one, because everybody gets better with time, generally speaking, right?
Yeah.
But I think to me it was the idea of like, men are getting astronomically better and their stock is rising, you know, and then women are getting worse and their stock is decreasing as the years go on.
Okay.
And what I've noticed is, generally speaking, for the average guy, they're not getting better, and if they're getting better, it's so small.
Okay.
That it is really not that big of a difference from now and later.
I hear you. Yeah, I get you saying. Yeah.
And so, like, one of the first things I thought about when I was looking up some of this information was, like, sometimes what happens on the internet, on places like this, people say things that feel good to your gut, but a lot of things that they're saying is not for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So there's like typical thing. The typical phrase is, "Don't get married because if she leaves you, she'll take half of your stuff." To most guys, you don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, It doesn't apply to you.
It really doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
When you look at the average salary for most men, and I'll share some of the numbers, and average salary for most women, if you guys split, she ain't breaking you off. You're not losing much.
Your life will be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You're not losing. So a lot of times these stories, remember, belief shapes actions.
Yeah. These
stories are beliefs for a minority of people. But if the average, most people apply it to themselves, it's either going to have a negative effect or not going to have the same effect. And I'll explain it to you later. So, for example, I was looking up some of the information, and this is from CNBC, and CNBC did an article called "How Much Every American Earns at Every Age."
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, men between the ages of 25 through 34, which is most of our demographic, earn $43,000 a year. Then men between the ages of 35 to 44 earn $55,000 a year.
35 to 44.
I'm sorry, 25 to 34,
okay,
and then 35 to 44. So 25 to 34 makes 43,000. 35 to 44 makes 55,000.
Okay,
cool.
So it went up.
So it goes up.
Yeah.
Right. Like 10,000 is up. In regards to respect.
Oh no, it's the same.
It's
the same.
You know what I mean? In regards to respect, if someone earns making $43,000 a year, someone's making 55, they're in the same ballpark.
You're in the same boat. Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, is that in the same tax bracket?
That is definitely in the same bracket. It is.
So you didn't move.
No.
You've moved. But
you didn't move. I got you.
You know, so that's the reality. So it's like you're getting better, but it's not that much. Yes. So financially, the idea is that, guys get so much better with time, man. When you're in your 20s versus when you're in your 30s, it's like, for most people, it's barely.
Yeah.
And it's not enough to gain more respect or, especially what people care about, to be more desirable.
Yeah, it's not.
I got, 44, 56 is not.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Know what I mean?
It's in the same boat.
So the next thing that I was looking at was in regards to weight.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So financially, physically, in your opinion, do you think men get in better shape as they get older, or do they get worse?
They get worse.
Wait, before they answer, what do you think?
In terms of weight?
Yeah, generally.
I feel like generally they get worse. But I feel like that's both ways. Both men and women. Just as you get older, a lot of people become less active.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then at the same time, if I'm comparing the two, I feel like men do still stay a lot more physically active than women do.
Yeah.
Even in terms of weight, it might go up, but all my guys still play football, basketball, do some kind of go to the gym. At least they still do some kind of physical activity.
I've seen guys. I look up to their older brothers, like 33, 34. Looking so out of shape.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Some guys are really let themselves go, boy.
And then I look at man like, again, you have to be Ronaldo, but man like Ronaldo, 37.
That's what I don't
thinking,
get.
How dare you disrespect yourself like that?
It's true.
How dare you?
It's true.
Bruh, even Dr. Dre, before like he was in hospital stuff like a few years ago, looking good. 51. Jamie Foxx is looking...
A lot of these guys.
No excuses.
A lot of these guys. Which is why I don't get... Because especially, I'd even expect a lot of these athletes to kind of let them score since they've been living like a very disciplined life for a long time. I would expect them. But a lot of them tend to like stay fit and all that. Look at like Rio Ferdinand and all these guys. Look at Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
That guy's looking like the Hulk, man. Chicken boy.
Nah, it's true.
They get worse.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers. They gain more weight.
Yeah.
They're not getting in better shape.
Yeah, they're not as active.
They
drinking.
They're drinking.
They probably smoking. They probably doing everything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So most guys is not better. In your opinion, do you think most guys facially are going to be looking better in their early 20s or in their late 30s?
Oh, this is interesting.
This one is interesting.
Facially,
this one is interesting.
I would naturally go to younger.
Yes.
Only certain guys can pull off older. It's only certain men that can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, to me, the conversation, when you're really thinking about it, in regards for most guys, when you're, especially when you're talking about physical desirability, you're more physically desirable younger than you'll be when you're older.
Yes. And it's easy to keep up your...
Well, it depends.
It just depends.
It depends.
I don't feel like you can
obviously
say,
you're 65. You're not going to...
Yeah. But I feel like it really just depends on the person,
definitely.
on the individual. Because, again, there's a lot of older guys that a lot of younger females like and find attractive. So I feel like it just really depends on the individual, like whether you want to just just not be active or not take care of yourself and whatever. So I feel like it depends.
And part of like I think I'm gonna get into an interesting point. Part of masculinity as well is kind of becoming into that man, with that purpose, stepping into your purpose, just becoming that man, that version. Like I said, the ultimate version.
Final form.
Yeah, pretty much. But obviously it's different with women because with them, they're trying to, in terms of age at least, trying to digress younger and younger.
I don't agree with this last point that they're saying because, again, I feel like a lot of men or a lot of women actually even prefer their guys, even from a young age, like to just look older, look more mature, have a more mature look. And I feel like that even goes to the point of you see a lot more older guys even getting married to younger women than you would see older women getting married to younger men. Like, the difference is very, very clear there. So I feel like it just really, again, even depends on the preference of the female as well. I feel like there are some females that are out there that do prefer someone that looks older kind of thing. I mean, most females want a guy with a beard.
Most, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
yeah, it's the biology behind it. Yeah. It's that ruggedness, it's that masculine.
Yeah.
You know.
So
interesting.
Your body younger versus when you get older.
100%. So whereas the money doesn't change that much, but physicality definitely is going to change from 24 to 36.
Yeah, when you hit the 25 wall, that stuff started changing. You know what I mean? You start making noises that you sit up.
Yeah. So the idea of men aging in time, there's only some men.
Yeah.
Where I can make the argument, it's also, and like with women, even though they're not as better, but they're like stabilizing. You know what I mean? So it's like, like it's generally speaking, it's the graph that people be saying that men go like this and women go like that. No, that's not it at all.
No, I believe that only way to really change, level up, you got to try new things, experiences. You got to learn. You got to put yourself out there. But I believe we had said this before many times. Like, to get to level 2, it may require 2 steps. To get to level 3, it may require 3 steps. But once you get to a certain level, let's just say level 7, now to get to level 8, it may require 200 steps.
Yeah, that's real.
So it's like, once you get past...
That's a very good analogy.
It is.
It is. Wow.
Not everything is just linear and sequential.
It's true.
Sometimes it's
true. When you're breaking down, we are trying to progress or trying to break down barriers.
Yeah.
It's not always a step by step.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, that's true.
That's a good analogy still.
Very good.
A certain amount, especially a certain amount of money, in order to get to another level where people are seeing it.
Yeah.
Like they seeing it.
Yeah.
On like not even online, they just see in your life, they see what you're wearing, they see what you're like kids, they see all that stuff, and you get the respect.
Yeah.
But also you gotta probably have the accolades that come with that as well.
Yeah.
You gotta have the title, you gotta have the LinkedIn picture, you gotta have all that stuff in order to get there, and that takes a long time.
Yeah.
I think that's something that hit me where it's like, okay, get to a certain level, expecting to grow and grow and grow, you know, and it's like the respect is still the same.
I get it now. I get it now because, especially linked to the title, "Do Men Get Better with Age?" It's kind of like how, you know, people say, "Oh, men really hit their strides in their late 30s, 40s." There may be, you know, a period of time where you do see growth from whatever you're doing. Personally, whatever from like let's say 25 to 30.
Yeah.
But then you reach, like you said, the final form, the ultimate version. Only after a couple of years, maybe even a decade.
Yeah.
That's when you hit you know, you break whatever ceiling that is.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's actually very true when I'm thinking about it. So then, with that being said, doesn't that mean that again? Well, wouldn't that mean that guys do get better with age? Because again, for me, I hear what what's his name again? Hafiz is saying. I hear what he's saying. Yeah, I feel like again it does depend. I don't feel like it should be a generic statement that guys get better with age and women don't, or something like that. I don't feel like that's the case. Like, but I feel like again you need to look at the individual. Just look at the individual. But again, even if you just want to speak generically as well, again, even if he said the 10,000 that he said that the wage increases and stuff like that is getting better. Even though if you're paying the same amount of tax, you're still earning more. So you have more income. Like even if you're paying the same amount of tax, you are having more income. So I hear what he's saying and I don't hear it at the same time. I feel like again it just comes back down to the individual.
Yeah.
Really.
I think it depends on what context that you're talking about. And it's different for everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
Because even with the example he gave regarding like finances, you could go from 25 to 35k in the space of a few years in your late 20s, early 30s. But then after in your late 30s or early 40s, you could jump by 50.
It's true.
Or 100. So,
that's true. And I feel like there's a lot of other aspects that you can actually even look at it from as well. Like even maturity, not just in terms of like physical looks and stuff. like in terms of mentality as well. Like in general, you'll see guys start to become more mature, not do the childish things that they were doing when they were, you know, when they were younger and stuff like that. So again, there's a lot of different ways that you can actually you can look at growth.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
I mean, the money probably doubled, but the respect's still the same. How does that make sense? You know what I mean? So when that hit my reality, I'm like, Lord, when these guys, when they hit that wall, when they realize, like, okay, yeah, you can make 70, but 70 is still, it's like 100, okay. Like, all right, like, what's next? You know, like, that's the thing that men have to understand and realize. To get to that level of stature and desirability and money requires so much more work. You got to put in triple overtime.
Yeah, and I love that point because what it requires is work. You know, and so like I said, the challenge, the myth is that just being a man, with time you're gonna get better, just because you're a man. No. And it's like, no, a lot of things for most people, like we were saying, if you're not putting in the work, if you're not one of those guys actively going about it, you're not going to get better. Most people, if you look at, like, it's a sad story, like how much money they have saved at like 26, how much money they had saved at 36. Most people is relatively the same. You know, most people are not saving a lot more. Most people are not having a lot more money.
So most people ain't saving.
Exactly. Like you said, most Americans aren't saving. So I think that's one of the challenges that a lot of guys don't realize is that it's not just a default. Men are just getting better with time. You actually have to put in work to get better in time. Because another reason why I thought about that was in regards to, you know, the typical dating question. You know? Okay. And the typical dating question that people were always asking is, you know, tell guys to wait until later on.
Yep.
You know?
It'd be easier for you.
It'd be easier for you later on.
More attractive,
And the reality of the matter is, for most people, it's not going to be easier in your 30s than it was in your 20s.
Not especially if you are surrounded by men and women in your 20s.
Yeah.
You ain't going to be around that many people in your 30s.
Yeah, 100%. And so if you're a guy, and if you're honest, right? Like, if you're a guy, you know, balding, it is what it is. Most people deal with it. I'm not demonizing. I'm just saying it is what it is. If you're a guy,
again, this reminds me of LeBron James. Oh my days. This guy has gone back to wearing number 6 and the headband. But we know that headband is covering that hairline.
It's actually so mad.
And when you see his head bare from the back,
those pictures that were going around that was just like, wait. But hey, listen, Turkey's there, man.
Man, at some point, just let it go, man.
I get me.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think, especially regarding this, I think that obviously not everyone has the right head shape.
That's the thing. Do you know that's where it is. A lot of guys are not used to the head shape and they don't like it. They don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. For example, for me, if I was to go bald, let's say late 20s, early 30s, whatever, fortunately, from a young age, I've had a lot of low haircuts.
Yeah,
so I know how my head looks like, and fortunately, it looks okay.
Yeah,
and I have some. No, you don't have to, but I have some facial hair as well.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. It honestly, I feel like it actually suits some people. Like, what's his name in My Wife and Kids? Michael. Like, he can be bold.
Yeah,
but, like, I couldn't even imagine him really with hair.
No.
It would just look weird to me.
He was born bald. It was Dwayne Johnson. So.
Exactly. The Rock was born bald. Like, nobody can tell me this guy had hair. Like, I don't care. I don't trying to hear it. Don't show me no baby pictures. That's not The Rock. That's Dwayne. Listen. But it's true though. But again, if you got the money, then do what you want to do, innit? I've seen Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's fully back now, like fully back. This guy was gone. This guy was.
I don't even know how it went in the first place, because it went in the space of like 2 months.
Listen, his one went in 2 months. Lacazette one went in 3 weeks. Lacazette's one just
it
went.
Was I don't understand. He used to have waves, everything.
This guy had the best trim in the Premier League.
Indeed.
And then all of a sudden, bow. I don't know why, man.
It was actually
unless maybe he was wearing a wig. Who knows? I don't know, man.
Level 1 wig.
Level 1 wig. Who knows? I don't know. A hairpiece. What do you call it? I don't know.
They're balding. You have to be proactive about taking care of them.
Yeah.
Most guys, you're going to be in less shape. You have to be proactive about taking care of them. Most guys, you're not going to be looking that much better. You're going to be looking a little bit older. You're going to be proactive about taking care of that. And most guys, you're not going to be making that much more money.
Yeah.
You have to be proactive.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, the message is only for those who are putting in work. You'll be getting better. Yeah. Not just a default, you're a man, therefore latter years will be better.
Yeah, nah. I definitely think you have to put in work in order to succeed. And then even if you do put in work, I think just get to the next level, that may require 10 plus more years of work. So it's like your mindset has to be 10, 20 years down the line. Yeah. You know, and you're trying to wait until you're 30 to reap all the benefits and get the life that you want just because you have the age. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Like I said, you can have the age and you can have the entry level, second, third level, you know, blue collar career or white collar career. But still, like even if you're 35 and you probably got 1 or 2 promotions, you're still probably in the same tax bracket.
It's so true. I think just growing up, you know, like late teen, early 20s, I'd think now and again, like, oh, if I'm in a monetary sense, if I'm rich now, I'll be able to handle it. It'll be great. You know, I have energy. I'm young. I have a bit of experience. But then after a couple of years pass by, not only do you realize that, like, okay, that probably wouldn't have been the best time, but you also realize that that's not how life works.
It's not.
It's not how life works. Yeah, like even in regards to like a very good example I like to think about regarding actors, they only hit their peak or their stride where they start making the big blockbusters from 40s, around that age, more or less, and it's crazy.
It is, and that's actually very, very true. Because again, when I think about it, like we tend to kind of like aspire to be like, I don't know, like the athletes and all these kind of people where it's like in your 20s or like your late teens that you're really starting to like build a career or be successful and stuff like that. But again, like in the normal person, you are not really gonna reach that level of wealth until, if anything, really, really like your late 30s, your 40s. If you're just going down the normal, like you're working 9 to 5 and all that kind of stuff.
Even Jeff Bezos, how old was he when he started
that's
to
what
really?
I'm saying. It's like 40s. It's like 40s. That is really, it's rare, like for you to really, outside of being an athlete and a musician, for you to actually be making serious P's like in your 20s or thing. Like it's rare. It's actually rare. So again, maybe we should look and, you know, follow actors a bit more. Like we should actually, because again, that part, the actor's path, when I think about it again, like all the names that are now popping, like these are guys that they would have been grinding, they would have been doing stuff, but nobody knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
But it's now in their late 30s and stuff that we're now that we know who these guys are.
Yeah. So only now it's prime time where like this is the win. This is now the doors opened. You know, go through. And it's been probably people have been acting for like 10, 15 years
for time.
Crazy.
For time.
Crazy, man.
For time.
It's actually wow. You know,
it's mad.
What I don't not to go too far into it, but I don't know why in acting it's like that. To be honest. What do you think?
I actually don't know. And the thing is, like, I know a lot of people that are like did like degrees in acting or went into drama and stuff like that. I actually don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I actually don't know.
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of benefits anyway, even though it takes time. I'm sure there are a lot of benefits.
To be honest, once you do like get like set off, like their careers last for very, very long.
No.
Your career can actually last for a very long time in acting. So I don't know.
True.
Yeah. And so let's go ahead and go to Patreon. And what I want to talk about, this is the real part of the conversation, is that what people don't talk about, and that's men have a window of opportunity as well. Everyone talks about the women and the wall for women, but they don't realize men have a window of opportunity as well. Let's go to Patreon. Let's talk about it.
Let's go.
All right,
guys. Hey, you have to go to Patreon as well because, man, I need to hear what you say. But just touching on that last point, I'm just thinking, like, men have a window of opportunity in regards to what? Because
I think, again, I'm intrigued. I hope, I'm not, well, at this moment, I'm not paying for Patreon. I'm not saying I will to see them, but the way I'm thinking about it, he might have something else in his mind, is the window of opportunity for sewing.
Okay.
Because the way I think about it is that, like, especially the talk of when, in this context, men hit their stride, you need to have started sewing from a certain time. Like, again, I spoke to you about, I was watching 50 Cent's interview talking about BMF. He said that he had this idea and he was working on it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, even though you're not going to reap the rewards early, you need to start sowing early.
Okay.
So the earlier you sow, like, this is going to make grammatical sense, but the no later it comes.
Okay. I hear that. But then, again, maybe we need to go to Patreon because I'm just thinking, there's only windows, for me, I only see windows of opportunity in, like, specific fields or like specific matters. So let's say if you want to be a footballer, you got a window of opportunity. You need to make things happen at a certain age and like stuff like that. But then in everything else, apart from like having children and even having children, I feel like the window of opportunity for a man is a lot longer than it is for a woman. In everything else, you could do anything. I feel like you can be 50 and decide to say you want to open a restaurant and you can be successful. You could be 70 and say you want to be an actor. You can want to be an actor. It might be a little bit more difficult. The window of opportunity is still there as long as you're able.
It's true.
As long as you're physically able. I feel like the window of opportunity is there. Again, I don't know what context they was.
I guess, or maybe when I think about it, this is probably even an episode in itself, but maybe as early as possible in that window.
Okay.
If you would like, if you could choose.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
In that window.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, that's true. I can.
Even though some windows are very long, but sometimes you would want to do it earlier in the window.
Yeah. I can hear that. Because even just thinking from like a point of like competition. Let's say you add a window to open up a restaurant, you're delaying. Someone else comes and open up something with the same idea.
Very interesting conversation again.
Man. Very interesting, man. I like roommate conversations.
Yeah, definitely.
Insightful.
Very fruitful. What I'll say is that yes, men do get better with age, but just as they said, is when they put in the work. It makes sense. It's not automatic.
Yeah. And women do get better with age as well.
Yeah, they do.
Put that out there as well.
Let's say, we're not spoiling.
Yeah. It's just the title of the video was men, so.
Well, thanks again for watching, guys.
Yes.
Until next time.
Peace.